Looks like a map of the ship's interior. We took the map. Oh, the map screen can only be viewed during the story sections. While the map is on the screen, you can examine a map of the ship's floor plan, which you will acquire over the course of the story. Clicking the green parts of the floor will allow you to see a bird's eye view of that room. Junpei took one last look at the map, then folded it up and slid it back into his pocket. Jun looked up as he closed it.
This ship is bigger than I thought.
Yeah, it's probably about 900 feet long.
Must be one of those fancy cruise ships.
Of course, it doesn't really look like a cruise ship. Everything in here is really retro. Even if it's just some sort of style choice, there's just too much.
Do you remember what Zero said?
No, because I couldn't understand him. Yeah, like there, I couldn't understand a word he said.
Do you think maybe this boat and the Titanic have something to do with each other?
The boat shifts now.
That's a good point. I doubt he would have mentioned it if there wasn't a reason.
Junpei took a moment to look around the room.
Do you think this boat is...
The Titanic? The actual Titanic.
the actual Titanic?
The actual Titanic? You mean it, like, slipped through time and ended up here?
Their motives are often very complex.
Before the ship sunk on April 14th, 1912?
Huh? What the hell are you smoking?
Huh? Did I get it wrong?
Junpei grinned and shook his head.
No, that's not... I mean, come on. Slipped through time? Seriously?
Not gonna say it.
I was talking about the controversy surrounding the Titanic.
Controversy? What do you mean?
Haven't you heard of it? It's pretty famous, you know. The Titanic had a sister ship that was essentially identical. It was called the Olympic.
Oh, yes, I have heard of that. I
haven't.
heard it was troubled by a lot of problems. And the company that owned it didn't know what to do with it, right? So they made the Olympic up to look just like the brand new Titanic.
That's right. They also took out a huge insurance policy on it before it set sail.
So, the Titanic controversy is that they took the Olympic, made it look like the Titanic, put insurance on it, and then shipped it out while it had a bunch of problems. So the actual Titanic never actually left port? Is that what you're saying?
Huh. That would mean that the real Titanic never sank.
Nor never was seaworthy.
Yeah, the ships got swapped. The real Titanic was renamed the Olympic in secret. They used it as a passenger ship for more than 20 years.
Hey, wait a minute. Wouldn't that mean it retired in 1935?
Huh? Well, yeah, I guess sometime around then, yeah.
Well, what happened to it after that?
Well, you see, we blew it up.
I heard it was dismantled.
Dismantled. And it doesn't matter, does it? Whichever boat the real Titanic was, it doesn't exist anymore.
It does if you believe.
It was either retired and dismantled, or sunk in the Atlantic by the curse. But then that would mean that this ship is...
Wait, what did you just say?
Huh?
Sank in the Atlantic because of what?
Because of the curse.
The curse.
What do you mean, a curse?
A curse is a curse.
No way.
This one is the curse of the Egyptian mummy.
Junpei and me couldn't understand how June maintained a straight face to say that.
Supposedly, the Titanic carried the mummy of the priestess Amun-Ra, which was stolen from a pyramid. And they say that the mummy had a history. Everyone involved with it died mysterious deaths. Come on, I'm sure you've heard of it before.
I heard of something like that with like a crystal, like a diamond, but nothing like this.
Those who open the coffin will be forever cursed. Haven't you ever heard that one?
No.
So you're saying the Titanic sunk because of that curse?
That's right.
June's eyes had lit up with excitement, like a child with a new toy.
That's stupid. I don't buy it.
It's true.
How can you be so sure?
That mummy wasn't just a normal mummy.
It was the priestess Amun-Ra.
It was really mysterious. Totally unbelievable.
What is so unbelievable about it?
Well, supposedly, she was really pretty.
Pretty?
Yes,
But she was a mummy.
that's right. She wasn't all shriveled up or rotten or anything. She almost looked alive.
Oh, okay, I get it. Okay, it's that thing. I don't remember the name. Where your body turns into some kind of wax? Yeah? The fat in it turns into something kind of like candle wax, right? And
Yes, saponification, but that's not what it was.
Why do you know everything, Kane?
huh?
That's not it. She wasn't wax.
Then what was it?
Flesh.
They say that she was frozen.
What? Frozen?
That's right. The whole body was frozen solid. You know how a human body is more than 60% water? Well, all of that water was frozen. The story says that from the time of its discovery all the way through to when it got put on the Titanic, even though it was carried through the desert, her body never melted.
That's crazy.
It's called refrigeration.
I think so too, but maybe it's true and we just didn't know about it before.
I didn't know?
Yep. Maybe it's common sense to eat shaved ice in the desert because it lasts forever.
How can someone so smart be so fucking stupid?
Huh? Nah, that seems too silly to be true.
But maybe it isn't. It just appears that way because you didn't know it was true.
Well, yeah.
June and Junpei talked a little more and then went back to their investigation. But even as they did, his mind went back to what she told him.
Ice that doesn't melt, even in the desert? Does something like that really exist? No, even if it did, it wouldn't really be ice anymore, would it?
The more he thought about it, the more his head hurt. Like he'd eaten his ice cream too fast. Okay. Sure, why not?